welcome back. This is going to be a quick pick-a-card reading about why you're going to win. So if you've clicked this, it's probably because you intuitively know you're going to win, but maybe you need some encouragement, or maybe you just are curious how it's going to play out. So go ahead and pick your pile 1, pile 2, and we will start with pile 1. So, why are you going to win, pile 1? And the look of this deck was reminding me of snakes, and it's reminding me of the Slytherin house of Harry Potter, and I don't really know anything about Harry Potter. I just know that's the one that looks like a snake and it's green. And I always liked that one because I like snakes. But anyway, I think that's like the bad, evil one. But if that has any connection to you, or maybe in one of the movies or one of the books, somebody wins in a way that you're going to win. But I feel like if you, whoever that's for will know, because I really don't know about it. So Judgment. Let's see. So one reason why you're going to win is because you're not fighting this alone. And maybe from the outside it looks like you are. Maybe you're the only human fighting on your side, but you definitely have universal forces. And I'm hearing not to make it very specific, because maybe for someone watching, you, like, maybe you don't believe in that type of thing. And if I were to try and put a label or a name on it, it just would further confuse the message. But the point is, you're not doing this alone. And this could be how spirit gets closer to you and shows you that they are real and they are present in your life. But you've been aware, whatever your connection is to the beyond, the divine, you've had this awareness that you're not alone, that there is something. You didn't know how to define it, or even if you should try, but there's something that it was enough that you can't really ignore it. It's something, and you just don't know exactly what to call it, but that's okay. It doesn't need a name. You just know that it's there, and it feels like it's on your side, and it feels like it's almost like so I saw someone who was blind running in the Olympics, and they had somebody like tied to their wrist running alongside them, their guide person, to help them to basically see, so, because they can't see, they're running like blindfolded. But it's like that's how it could have felt, like you're putting your full trust. And maybe it's not even that you had a choice, but it's almost like there was just this thing, and you didn't want to define it because you felt like the second you tried to understand it or define it, it would almost cease to exist, or I don't know, you had this protectiveness around it because you didn't want anything to shape your view of it, if that makes sense. So let's see though. I feel like you're gonna win because you don't realize you're the hero till the end of the story, but in a way you've known all along. If there was a movie about your journey, you would be the type of hero who's kind of like the anti-hero, like maybe and it's not similar to Batman, but I'm just saying to how he's kind of like a little bad, like he's not bad, but he's not like super good, or trying to, not like Superman, for example, if you know what I mean. But you feel more like the unexpected hero, or the one who's like, I don't want this, or I don't know, there's something about you that it's like dark, but your heart is in the right place. It's like on the outside you may appear dark, you may just feel like you live in darkness, but there's something that, the thing that drives you is so pure. Your intentions are so pure. But I get that you've just accepted on the outside, people really make a lot of assumptions about you. And people could even, it's like when people need someone to blame or like a scapegoat, they look to you because you just look like you'd be an easy person to throw under the bus. Like you'd be easy to take the cover or take the fall for something. That's how you appear on the outside to certain people, and you know this. But it's like you've had to be protective of yourself because you know a lot of people have wrong ideas about you and will literally start whole wars against you because it fits, they think it fits the part, but they don't realize who you are. I'm seeing a dark angel. You have this dark angel type of energy, like a fallen angel who has a mission nobody understands, or something like that. So let's see. Materialism, which is the devil in this deck. So you're definitely someone who walks in the shadows, who deals with darkness on the daily, who's been through hell and back many times. Like the darkness, the void, that's nothing new to you. You've learned to navigate it and exist in it, but maybe it's become part of your personality, and you may have trouble understanding your personality because it can seem to shift, or you can really be one thing and then in another moment find yourself being so much another thing. But I don't even know what all this has to do with the reading, why this is all coming through. I'm trying to focus on why you're gonna win. Maybe this feels like it's a lot of parts, but it all comes to a conclusion. So let's get back on track though. Why are you gonna win? What are you, first of all, I wanna know, what are you even battling? So transition, which is the death card, and 3 of Swords in reverse. So a lot of scorpionic energy too. A lot of Plutonian energy I'm picking up on. Saturn. Anyway, you are gonna win because, I'm trying to find the right way to say it, because it's not that, I wanted to say because you were destined to win, but it's more like there's not actually a competition. There's not actually something to win. And maybe that's why nothing was coming up. So it's like what you're battling, it's not a battle, it's a shift. It's a transition. It's one thing morphing into another, and it can feel very uncomfortable, very painful while it's happening, so you could mistake it as being under attack, but it's not. So these ways, these things that have felt like they were attacking you, or that you had to compete against them or push against them, it was never really that way. This feels like you're gonna win because all you have to do is realize there is no competition. There's nothing to win. You already win. It's like you don't have to win. You don't have to earn whatever it is you think you do. It's already yours. There's no way it couldn't be. So that's why it's more than just it's fate or it's destiny. There's nothing even to win, because you are you, and what's meant for you will always be meant for you. And there's just this reason you need to hear this message. Maybe you felt like after this next level or after this next transformation, and that's what pushed you through, and you knew you were transforming, you knew you were going through these cycles, but you had this idea that you would eventually reach some point where it stops and where you get something, or you reach some point. But it's like it's a continuous cycle, and it's all about shifting your mindset about your entire life. Let me get more into this. the Star. So a lot of major arcana coming up in this. So stop thinking, not stop, I don't want to sound harshly, but try less to think of anything as a competition or as I have to beat this, I have to earn this, I have to achieve this, because it's not like that. Your whole life, every part of it, even the parts that feel insignificant, it's all part of this beautiful story. It's like in a movie, you don't just see the action scenes, you have to see all the little parts in between, all the little details, the little close-ups to put together the whole piece. And that's how your story in your life is. It's this beautiful, it's just such a beautiful story is what I keep hearing and seeing. Like reading your favorite book, like a childhood book and the pictures and everything just stands out to you in this special way. And maybe you've been burning yourself out because you keep trying to reach that next level or that next thing or clear that next level of whatever. But it's not about that. It's about the whole picture, the whole journey, and all the little details in between. And I think if you start seeing your life that way, it's gonna feel like relief, and you're not gonna feel that resistance and that force and that imaginary thing to have to compete with or win against or achieve. So I hope that all made sense for you. You can look up 1144, angel number, and I'm hearing be well. So be well, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Okay, let's do pile 2. So, those who picked this deck, why are you going to win? Why are you going to win? Why do you win? That's how I'm hearing it be asked. Why do you win? Okay, which one flipped over? Ooh, okay. Okay. Right away, you win because you are that lion or that leopard who's willing to wait and stalk and be silent and still for hours. Like you don't mind waiting. You don't mind stalking your prey. Like you will invest the time. You will cover all the bases. You're not in a rush because you're thorough. Like when you do something, you do it. You don't do it sloppily. You don't do it lazily so that you're gonna have to redo it again. You make sure you only have to do it one time. If you say something, you only say it one time. You don't stick around explaining or proving. You just say it, and you let people believe you or not. Do with that what they will. But you carry on and you follow through regardless. And you just let your actions speak for themselves. So, this one is coming through a lot better than the last pile. The last pile was a struggle to get through, but your energy is so direct like that. It's like, here I am. I'm not hiding anything. This is like what you see is what you get. This is me. And it's like you're so dedicated, but it's not about winning even. It's about why you want to win. It's not about the competition for you. And that's the thing. People get so caught up in the competition. And there's this card in the Fool's Tarot that I'm thinking of. It says, be wise, not right. And it's like people get so caught up in winning and being right that they forget why they're even doing it in the first place. So it's like you never lose sight of that. You don't get so caught up because if you're competing, you're not doing it for your ego. You're way past that. That's childish to you. If you're competing, it's for a purpose, like for something you believe in. And that's what pushes you, and that's what fuels you. That's what gives you the patience, the determination, whatever you need. That's what gives it to you, is your why. And that's ultimately why you always win, because the people who want to compete with you in the first place, the people who see you, and instead of seeing you as, oh, that's that would be a great alliance. I should be on that person's good side. I should like join and communicate with that person. That would be a good asset to my life. The people who instead see you as a threat that they have to personally take out themselves, those are the people who, for them, it is about the competition. They don't even remember their why anymore. It's not even about that. They've completely lost sight of their why, and they're just running completely on their ego. And that's why they're not able to see the value that you are, and that it's gonna be a dead end to try and go against you. They don't see that. They're just fueled by their ego. So first of all, that I feel like that's all I even need to say. But let's get more into this. But that's why it's like you are able to withstand and resist and persevere and like pull strength from a place that lets you do what others simply cannot, because they don't have that. They could get to that point where they could, but they're choosing not to, because it's like you draw strength from somewhere that other people have chosen not to try and access. So you'll always win because you'll always be stronger. You'll always be smarter. You'll always be another step ahead because you have the tools and the ability to. You have the power to, because that power comes from somewhere pure. And it's like when you stand up, when you fight, when you compete, when you do whatever you do, you have all of spirit backing you up. Like everyone, because you're doing it for a bigger reason. Your why, it's like you fight for people who can't fight for themselves. And even if it's just one person in your life you're standing up for, that reflects to all the people in the world who need someone to stand up for them. And all the people who want to fight for someone, but they can't for some reason. You're helping all of that. So all their ancestors, all the spirits and entities who are in on this plan are backing you up. That is also why you can't fail, because you're connected to something. You're part of this greater mission and you're doing your part. And so of course that's always gonna win. But it doesn't always win immediately. And you know that, and you trust that, and you know that sometimes spirit allows these people to think they've won. It's almost like, let's say you've just had a great battle and you're really hurt, you're still alive, but you're really, and then these people like kick you and you fall, and they're like, look what I did, I made them fall. And it's like, no, you didn't see the entire battle they just won actually, and that they're still recovering from. And it's like spirit will let these people think for a second that they've won, that they are actually, that they even have a chance against you. Spirit will let their ego run a little bit, because when they come down, they're not getting back up. Their ego is staying down, and their true self is the only thing that can emerge. But it's like you have this finality to you. Like you step in, it's like kids are arguing, shoving each other, fighting, and then you walk over and you're like, you just shut it down instantly. Like when you come around, there's no more fight, you end it. So literally I don't even need another card. Like all this is coming through. It's like when you speak, you can say one word and you can say it calmly. You don't need to yell, you don't need to raise your voice. There's authority in your energy. That's also why you will always win. You have authority. You have a spiritual authority that nothing worldly could ever take from you. And you don't need anyone to know, but they do. You don't go around telling people who you are and how strong you are and how, because again, that's not what it's about for you. And you know that it's not your job to make people believe it or not. If they need to, they will. And if they want to test it, if they want to F around, they can find out, basically. And you're not going to try and stop that, and you're not going to try and make it happen. You're really good at minding your own business. And you let people live their life, and you live yours, and you let them do what they want. And you put out what you know you're meant to put out. You do what you know you're meant to do, and you let people do without what they will. So this is really straight to the point, but I mean, that pretty much covers all of it, I feel. See if there's anything else that wanted to come out. Justice in reverse. So you definitely come around. Okay, Spirit sends you into situations that have really been out of balance for a long time. Like, I was just trying really hard to make these straight. But anyway, Spirit sends you in when it's like, okay, time to end this, time for things to get balanced. Because it's like you can clear centuries of injustice with the snap of a finger. You can instantly bring that all to a close. And that's when Spirit sends you into people's lives, into situations, when you're meant to do that. You're meant to balance things out it's like you bring the chaos that leads to the balance. Because when things are really unbalanced, it's going to take more of that undoing to rebalance it. Anyway, you're definitely walking karma, but it's because you have the integrity in your spirit that you don't even have the desire to use that against someone, or to use it in a selfish, egotistical way. And that's why you have the ability, because there's no part of you that has these selfish motives. You're completely connected to a higher mission, and that's why you have these abilities. Just in case you ever felt bad or doubted yourself, just know it's an honor and a privilege to be able to have the abilities you do. And there's a reason Spirit trusted you with them. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.